Throughout the painting demo, I'm going to be using a 1-inch flat wash brush. This is a number 8 Zen filbert brush. Another smaller flat brush. I don't know what the name is. It doesn't have a name on it. Imagine that. And then a little tiny brush. This is an older brush, but it's good to get in little small spaces like the eyes. And I'm going to be switching back and forth between these brushes throughout the demonstration, depending on what area I'm working in. I love eyes, so I'm going to start with the eyes and a small brush. And this is just an underpainting. So anything you do here now is going to be refined or changed later as we go along in the process. So I like to do the eyes. I like to do all the dark shading first. And you never want to have a harsh straight line like this. You want to bring that paint out so that it's not a straight line. It's not harsh. You can use your fingers if you feel like it. As you paint, take the end of your paintbrush, move it around in the wet paint. Next, we're going to build up some more texture with gesso, the heavy gesso. You want to paint just a little bit over those lines because you don't want those showing. I don't like the way this is curving that way, so I'm going to put a little bit of paint here and just move it over. Throughout the whole process, it's tweaking, changing things. You just have to sort of see what you like as you go along. For the fox color, I use raw sienna. It's okay to turn your work. No one expects you to paint just like this without ever turning the paper. That's not possible. So if you need to turn the paper, turn it. I like to paint in my lap. This is different for me, painting on a table. And the way you use the pencil is you activate it with water. You want to take a brush, squeeze most of the water out, and that will activate the Stabilo All pencil. Going back to my gesso, and I think this side is the side I want to make white. So I'm going to start adding white. A little over here too. At this point, my brush is almost dry, and I'm just lightly adding a little bit of white in this part of the head. A little bit on the ears. I think it's coming along. I like to work on different areas. That way, while I'm working up here, this area down here will have a chance to dry. This gesso is really thick and it's going to take it several minutes to dry. Actually, probably about an hour to completely dry. Notice how I'm painting the bottom part of the nose a little bit darker than the top. That adds to it. It gives it some dimension. And you might be wondering, why am I leaving this green here? I like to add a little bit of the background color into my subject, and if it's not there, sometimes I'll add it on purpose. I just think it makes it more cohesive that way.